It is without a doubt that Adobe Systems Incorporated over the years has come up with a great line of products, their most popular of which began in 1988 when they invented Adobe Photoshop. Since then, it's become an industry standard used by millions of people. I, for one, use it every day. But what amazes me, though, is that most photographers that use Photoshop neglect another piece of software that Adobe introduced in 2005, which is known as Adobe Bridge. Wouldn't you like a software program that helps you rename, create folders, and rate your images? Well, Adobe thought of this in 2005 when they released Adobe CS2, which stands for Creative Suite 2. Well, I'm a professional photographer, and I use Adobe Bridge every day, and I can easily say that Adobe Bridge is a great piece of software that can help a person effectively and efficiently complete workflow tasks in just a few simple steps. So I'm going to do something different today. I'm actually going to show you my workflow and my desktop. So let's get started. Now, we're going to have to play a little bit of pretend. You can see on here that I have my client ID folder. These are the images that I've pretended to download it into a folder which I've called client ID. ID in my workflow usually stands for initial download. But let's get away from that and let's actually open up Adobe Bridge. Now, I am on an Apple computer, so things are going to look a little different, but the workflow is essentially the same, and people who are on PCs should be able to follow along just great. Also, feel free to pause at any time during this tutorial if you'd like to follow along with your own computer. So, now that we're in Bridge, we can see that we have the desktop and the client ID folder that I just showed you. These are the images that I've downloaded. This is my initial download. And let's say I have a client who's looking for a series of events. And I've shot all of this in just a matter of days, and I just want to edit it down to give my client a few event pictures. Well, first of all, I need to create a folder. By right-clicking, I can go down and actually highlight New Folder, and a new folder will pop up. It's just that easy. So what I want to call this is Edit. This is going to be my edit and what I choose my final pictures from. But I need to see my pictures. So I need to go through them and I need to rate them. Now you'll see this screen over here is actually known as a preview, and I can view my pictures through there, but I want to see them bigger. So I'm going to enter what we call a loop slideshow. So I go up here to view and I hit full screen preview. And you'll see the hotkey for this is the space bar. But I'm going to click it and I'm going to enter into a full screen preview. So now it's time to rate your images. Now this is up to you. When you rate your images, you can rate them whatever you want. I go through a system of 1 through 5 because Adobe Bridge allows you to rate 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 stars just by using the number pad on your keyboard. Let's go back. By hitting 0, I erase the stars. So I'm looking for event pictures. I'm going through, I know that I don't want a bird, so I'm giving these all 1-star ratings. And I want to give my event pictures a 5-star rating. So I see this looks like an event to me. I'm going to give it a 5. This is definitely an event. This moderately, so I'll give that a 3. And of course, Willie Nelson is a big event, so we'll give him a 5. To exit this mode, we hit escape. So now that I have my 5 stars selected on my images, I need to filter them down. Well, I use the word filter because we actually have a filter section. When I click the 5 stars, which is the number of stars that I'm looking for, we'll see we have 4 images here that I've selected. Well, this is simple, and I need to bring them into my edited folder. It gets even easier from this point on. What I do is click this folder right here, and I get an expanded folder. So it's going to give me edit. All I do is by hitting Command A or Control A for PC users, I select the images that I have edited down to 5 stars. By clicking and holding it in, I get what we call a slide preview, and I drag them over to the edited folder, and they've disappeared. But now when I click the edited folder, we get to see the 4 images that we've already selected. So now that these are selected and I'm ready to give them to my client, I realize that they have their original file names. Now, this in the industry is a big no-no. So what we need to do is rename them. Adobe Bridge made this so easy for us. All that we do is select the images. By doing this, I actually clicked, I hold down Shift, and then I clicked on the final image, or I can hit Command A. From here, I go to the tools, and you're going to see something called Batch Rename. Now, you're going to see the hotkey again, which is Shift Command R. I like to use hotkeys, but until you're familiar with this, I suggest you actually go through these steps like I'm doing in here. So, Tools, Batch Rename. It's going to bring up this menu bar. Now, this is going to say rename to the same folder, which is what I want. It means it's going to actually save in the same location. And it's going to say, do you want a text? Well, the text that I want here is actually my name, so that the person that I'm selling the images to can actually see them. And I actually am going to include an underscore. Most people include spaces, but that's not good at all. Spaces actually don't play well with HTML, and they don't play well between Apple and PC. So just add underscores to space out your file names. And I want to add a sequence number. So here I just want to start with 1, and this says sequence number. Now I can do a number of things. I can add more text, a new extension, the current file name that is there now. Anything that you can imagine is available through this system, and it's up to for you to decide. But today I want a sequence number. Now as you can see here, it's given me the current file name and the new file name. This is what this file name will become. So DSC underscore 2348 will become Alex Snyder underscore 01. All I do now is hit rename. And it's just that simple. All of these are renamed and are ready to go to my client. So after this, I can just say that Adobe products in general can be overwhelming. My best advice, though, is to become familiar with the product and understand that you're never going to know everything that that software has to offer. Adobe Bridge is a great piece of software that can help a person effectively and efficiently complete repetitive tasks in just a few simple steps. Now take what I've shown you and go from there. Let Adobe Bridge help you cross that river of difficulty in digital management. Thank you.